Greetings and welcome to another episode of Sonic Odyssey, the music video channel dedicated to bringing you the last 5 decades or so of music in review and discussion format. But before we dive into today's music, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all things Sonic Odyssey. You can share the video through the little share button below the video. It can let you directly post to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social media outlets. Also, please do like the video if you find that you enjoy what you see. And lastly, if you're so inclined, please feel free to visit my Patreon page where you can donate anything from a couple of dollars a month up. You can have your name listed in the credits at the end of the video. It's a great way to show your appreciation for what I'm doing and a way for me to keep doing what I'm doing. Today we're looking at a band from Stockholm, Sweden called Katatonia. In a career that has spanned 3 decades, this year sees them releasing their 11th studio album entitled City Burials. Katatonia formed as a duo of Jonas Renksi and Anders Nystrom in 1991. Please forgive me on these names. Swedish names always give me tongue twisting. They were a studio-based project at first, with Jonas handling the vocals and drums while Anders played guitar and bass. Also, Jonas handled writing all the lyrics, whereas Anders wrote the musical compositions. Their first 2 albums were of the death doom variety of music, but Jonas developed problems with his vocal cords, and the band began to change their sound accordingly to allow him to step away from the screaming style or death growl style of death metal vocals into the more traditional rock and roll style of vocals. Today, Katatonia falls into the dark rock, progressive rock genres. Let's sample a bit of City Burials with a clip from the opening track entitled Heart Set to Divide. Heart Set to Divide is a prog rock track which begins with Jonas singing over very muted keys and slight, tiny little wisps of guitar, which builds up into a cacophony of sounds which are more of what you heard in the sample that I played. It's a piece that goes through many movements, and it definitely is a good example of Katatonia's prog rock status. The lineup for Katatonia has seen major changes. Their most stable lineup was in the 2000s, but in the 2010s they had some more changes in the lineup. However, the lineup from their past album, 2016's The Fall of Hearts, remains the same on City Burials. And we now have, for the lineup of the band, Jonas on lead vocals, Anders on backing vocals, keyboards and guitars, Nicholas Sandin on bass, Daniel Moilanen on drums, and Roger Oyerson on guitars. City Burials was released on April 24th, 2020, and so far has had 3 singles released from it. The first single, Lacquer, and the second, Behind the Blood, preceded the album. The album's third single, the winter of our passing pretty much coincided with the album's release. The next sample I'd like to play for you hasn't come out yet as a single, but it's one that I really feel easily could. It's a marvelous track that has a beautiful lyrical story to tell, and sonically it's just beautiful. So let's take a listen to a sample of the album's closing track, Untrodden. Although not listed, I think it is Roger who plays the lead on the sample that I just played for you. Earlier in the song, the lyrics from Jonas go, "My soul lies bare, this road here untrodden. My words must levitate and reverberate through the void. The nails are in, the pressure's there, the music of loss is in the air." Untrodden is a song about loss and love bound up in hope and dedication. It's got a beautiful story to it, and it gives you a feeling of hopefulness, even though there is a true sense of loss to be felt. All in all, City Burials is a touch heavier than their last release, The Fall of Hearts. The Fall of Hearts was a little bit more melancholy, I think. This one is a little bit less melancholy than The Fall of Hearts. City Burials is more, I don't want to say it's up-tempo because it's still dark rock, but it is a little bit edgier, a little bit more heavy, and has more lead guitar parts to it. The bass is more explorative on parts. It's much more free will style of playing. But that's Katatonia. They've shown their maturity, and they've been maturing through the years, going from the death doom style to the style that you heard in the samples I played for you today. They've grown and developed their own unique brand of music, and I hope you enjoyed it. I give this album about 4 out of 5 stars. I can't say that there's a reason, excuse me, I can't say there's a reason that I wouldn't give it a higher score, but it just feels that maybe some of the closing songs, the endings of the songs, could have been a touch faster in reaching their end. A lot of the songs have fade to silence, and they could have faded to silence just a touch quicker, in my opinion, but that's probably my biggest complaint about the album. Otherwise, that's about it. And I thank you very much for spending your time with me. I really enjoy doing this and sharing my opinions with you, and I hope that you enjoy listening. And please feel free to comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and consider visiting the Patreon page. And there's another cameo from my cat running behind me. Thank you very much. Peace. Have a great day.